Shots of Pepsi.
When Pat actually brings
Elfelt
to
we have
then we can say
we have played we have played countless times in tournament. Actually, I think I did count at one point. He has beaten me once, but they're often close.
NorCal's best.
So let's see what we can do better here in this match. That right there, round start 5K is that motherfucker. I know you want to swing. Like this is starting on Yomi layer 2. Early burst because I don't want to deal with this shit. Early burst because he doesn't want to deal with my shit. Failed to convert off that combo. One thing I've noticed about Bonjourn, aka Take Hennessy or Take Anase, is if you go back here, this fake teleport here, the P teleport, is meant to elicit a reaction of some kind, but he usually is pretty good about waiting for the teleport to actually come out and then do something. He gets the knockdown. I get knocked down. I get knocked down again. One of these days I actually need to learn more about how this character works so that I can try and learn to block some of this stuff. If you recall, so my advice to, I think it was Adapt last in yesterday's replay review is like try and block like 2 or 3 things before jumping out or you know blitzing or trying to do more active defense, right? I definitely did not do that here. Look at this. Got opened up. Got opened up again. Like I am not thinking too hard about blocking. Yeah, and then the 2D goes under my dead angle. Quick first round to Takeyanase.
Some efficient Venom play.
Ain't that hell go?
And yeah, Vineeth has actually played a bunch of different games. Run up punch because I'm tired of dealing with this shit. And now I get to run my corner game. And my corner game is probably about as effective as Takeanase's Venom mix-ups. Woo!
Yo, alright.
Get that damage. Aw. Drop those combos. But it's okay. And you can see him here. We're going to rewind here. He's making this like tense, scrunched up face. Gets thrown. And then he's like, what the fuck was that? I don't think either of us expected that to work as well as it did. Now I'm getting stuffed on round start. He doesn't really get anything off it. And that Venom 6P, man, it comes through in the clutch so often when we play. I honestly get a little bit too confident in just teleporting in on him, and if he catches it, he'll fuck me up.
Okay, so he got teleports too. Yeah, man.
But like, I guess on the flip side, you can see like a lot of his neutral is waiting for me to do something. He is pretty reticent to like move forward. He knows that I'm going to be moving at him, and so he's trying to he's trying to counter poke. And when it works for him, it works really well. But it also leaves a lot of space open for me to work with. Oh, I missed my conversion. That sucks. YRC Gamma, get the air throw. Woo! Yeah, again, going for my corner Oki. I fucked up.
Definitely a lot of like corner carry stuff.
YRC Gamma again. I've got a shit ton of meter to sit on, so I might as well just burn it. Oh, a little reckless with my Rekkas.
What is this? Wasn't that a backwards JD or something?
Danger time again. So that right there. If we go back in time and I'm talking to him, what I'm saying is, do you feel good about winning off of like 2 or 3 danger times? And he's like, wait, for the record, I hate this mechanic. Yeah, what up, Kevin Todd? Good to see you. So we trading hits, we going back and forth. Gets caught by the wake up throw and the meaty Gamma. Run up 5K doesn't get me anything. This is a special note for the chip players. So when you get that, I'm gonna get that throw in a minute, and then go for meaty gamma blade. And like, what you should follow up a gamma blade. So I'm gonna backdash, meaty gamma blade. I think the better version of this is probably, of this setup, is just backdash and then do a very quick dash cancel into gamma blade to get some more forward momentum. But I didn't do that because I was worried I'd fuck it up. And so at this range, so he's gonna block. He IBs it. So I think gamma's like probably like +2, +3 in this situation. I should check. It's +5 if he doesn't IB it. Let's see, gamma blade. Gamma blade it's +2 on IB. At least that's what Gunframe says. So in this situation, normally I'd be able to run up with 5k, I think just fine. But he's actually able to recover in time and jump out. Shoutouts to IB making a big difference. So sometimes I'll go for 2S instead of 5k, which is a little bit slower, but it still is plenty fast and gives me a lot of time to rock. And the nice thing is I get a stagger if they manage to mash. But I think Bondur's pretty good about not bashing against Gamma Blade because he's played against so many chips. So I wasn't thinking that the 2S would be worth it there. I just let him out of the fucking corner. Oh. Look at this. He just hops right out. I think I whiffed a 6P. Yeah. I need to not do that. I need to not let him out of the corner so easily. Now it's my turn to get out of the corner, and I put myself back in the corner, but only so I can do more damage. Oh. My empty jump low gets caught. Whoa. Run up 6H. So that was good, looking for a tech trap, but it's a little bit early. Leaf grab, aka Genrozan, is just, I found it to be pretty effective against Bonjern. And there's DP. But like this is a read that I try and get on opponents early on, and it's especially something where like a long match history helps. Like when you look at Wednesday Night Fights players, you'll actually see this against Pepsi later on in this video. Like when you look at the local Bay Area players, I have a reasonably good idea of who will get caught by leaf grab more often than not, and it's just an important thing to pay attention to. Ooh, nice 6P. Wake up DP getting me out of trouble again, but then I get stuffed. A little better at the blocking here. I'm using FD to just push him away as much as possible. I don't know if that's ideal for this situation, but like I'm scared when Venom's right next to me like that. Alpha Blade takes me out of the corner. Leaf grab again. It's a black beat, but I still get some good ass damage. Then the teleport after. YRC Alpha Blade. So this is... Someone actually asked me about this earlier. Chip, his wall cling is good for a lot of things, right? So I'm going to air tech, I jump back, and then I wall cling up here. From here, I still have an air jump left. So I can dash off the wall and then do a jump if I need to change my trajectory. But since I have a lot of meter and I'm almost dead, I want to get down from here as safely as possible. And wall cling Alpha Blade YRC is one of, I think, the safest ways to get back to the ground. I've mentioned this before, but there are aspects of Guilty Gear that feel very Smash-like to me. This is one of them. Trying to get back to the ground, it reminds me a lot of trying to get back on the stage. In Smash, where it's like the opponent knows roughly where you need to, or where you're going to be. The question is how you get there and how you change up your trajectory and timing to bait their options. But in this case, I can spend 25 meter to basically get down almost for free. Kevin Tog asks, do I get all air options back on wall cling? No, I don't get any air options back on wall cling. I keep whatever it is I had at the start of wall cling. But Chip has 3 jumps, so... Oh, nice 6P. Bursting because I don't want to deal with this shit. get my corner setups, get the mix.
Four-way mix up.
Oh, I fuck up my my Beyblade, but I just stay in his face.
That's like Twip Wild.
Is this like ad lib right now?
Yeah, so there's
So that was, oh, dropped the combo there. This is something that I started doing
that's like Twip Wild.
right here. It's something that I started seeing Summit, like the way he spends his resources is really interesting to me. He'll go for this mix-up here, which isn't much of a mix-up, right? It's just he's doing the unsafe shit in Chip's Rekka, right? So you go Resho, there's no mix-up there. Then a delayed low. I could have Roman canceled into this, off of this and just killed, and I probably should have just done that instead. But I wanted that overhead. He blocked the overhead. That's okay. I'm going to spend the meter and then air dash in, and it's just kind of hard to time that block, especially if you're already expecting me to land and go low. And the nice thing is you can go for the overhead, see if it hits or not, and then only spend the meter if it doesn't hit. Rush, I'm going to try to. That's the goal.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, I fucked up the timing on the Beyblade. I honestly need to get back into practicing my corner mix-ups because I was messing up a lot of shit.
Nice mini ball. Takes the burst.
What up, Graffiti Bandit?
Check out plenty of meter to work with.
All right, so if we go back to the beginning of this round, I have different ways of playing neutral, and when I get really if I feel like you're not shutting down teleport that much, and if I'm kind of impatient and I'm worried about running into your stuff, I am going to teleport a lot. And against Bondrin, I feel pretty confident doing teleport. Yeah, Show Rose. Soul can do that too. I think Soul has a little bit less ambiguity on how his high lows go after that, but it's the same idea. Anyway, like if you look at me playing neutral here, I'm like whiff button, instant air dash, teleport. Like make him block something, cross up teleport, land, get a hit, turn in some damage. What I do once I land, run under him, get hit. Okay. Get hit again, burst, run up 6p. Teleport. Teleport again. YRC teleport. Fake teleport. IED. Teleport again. Woo. Oh, that was just me being me, baby. And the Fujiyama Geisha. Like that is what I do when I feel like I'm worried about running into stuff, but I'm not worried about you like catching my teleports. And it doesn't mean that you won't catch my teleport sometimes. It just means that you don't catch it consistently enough that I feel scared to use it. Do I plan on uncovering the Pepsi Kumite? Nah. There's too much in there. And you only get so much out of a best of one.
I would say if that is a special move, it is Gamma YRC to air
Cool.
potentially your teleport down.
Empty jump 2D fucking me up. I know I'm going to get one burst though. Woo. But should I spend it? Should I spend it? Oh, I'm just going to DP. Fuck it. And then back into teleport. So like that right here, right? Go for the DP and then immediately teleport on him. Like if I had been worried about Take blitzing or being consistent with his 6Ps and stuff like that, I probably would not have gone for that teleport. But because he's shown to me in the set and in previous sets that he's not consistent about dealing with it, if I give him something else to think about, I feel far more comfortable going in for teleports. Woo. Get stagger, fucking teleport. Alpha Blade.
Just caught the top of it with that alpha.
This is another thing. If you let Chip get away with this, you're letting him get away with too much. Not that. That was fucking nice. Air JD is not that good. Like, it's great if it lands, but let's see. JD. What is the data like? So Chip has a mandatory 5 frames of landing recovery after hitting JD. And then on top of that, I did that pretty early. So I'm like still recovering even before I hit the ground. What I should be doing, honestly, is canceling this into Alpha Blade on block. Just because then at the very least it would give him something else to do, but I didn't. When I do that, I land, and then I think I went for, let me see if I can see what I went for there. I think I went for like 2K.
Ooh! Just caught the top of it with that. Ow.
Yeah, so 2K, I land, I have 5 frames of recovery, and then I go for 2K, which has another 5 frames of startup. So that's minimum 10 frames, probably closer to 15 frames that Venom could have done something, and he just didn't. If you are blocking JD, fuck Chip up for that. Make us pay for it. Oh. And there the JD works. I get my combo. Get the IAD, into the Shuriken, trade the 2D, YRC teleport.
Oh, yo! Oh man, we got teleports.
Counter hit JDs, y'all.
We got JD.
Oh, sorry, real quick. So Show Rose is asking, what's a good way to work on getting the PK strings to beat Guts? I mean, for Chip specifically, he's got like one combo that's good. It's just, I think I probably do it at least a couple times. It's like punch, kick, jump, cancel. I don't even remember. I'd have to sit down and do it. But it's not like there isn't a whole lot of variation to it. It's just do that string. Again with the counter hit JD. Counter hit JD really doing a whole bunch of work. Oh, I think I tried to blitz that. But dead angle, whatever.
Like, yeah, it's not a bad meaty. It's like really big and all that. Plus it's plus.
Woo.
Goes with the punch teleport fake out, but still gets hit.
Oh, nice. Catches me with the dropping. What is that? JS? JH? I don't know Venom buttons. I should pick up Venom next, maybe. Woo, Gamma Blade. I know, right, Denim Daddy? I could be the second of a lot of things in NorCal right now. It's like we got a lot of ones. We haven't really doubled up on that many characters.
We got. The corner gets out of there. Doesn't get the 6-8 off. He's gonna have to get one more hit in some other way.
Yeah, we got like 8 Johnnies now. What the fuck happened?
To the corner. I got
Woo. Oh, got him. I fucking hate that thing.
Within grasp. We are in and out. This is the final game. We got 2-2. This is a really well positioned.
Yeah, I will say, whenever I pick up a new character and I check out their Discord, I'm instantly like, wow, everyone has their shit together besides Chip players.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Been seeing a lot more.
I do not think Johnny is that cool. Alright, finally gets the punish there. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm mostly just trying to stay in Bonger's face. Hey, what up, Idonis?
Take him back to that corner. You're gonna get him onto the wall with this?
This thing is angles real hard.
Uncling took me a while to get down. The easiest way to learn uncling combos was actually to practice it on a keyboard, because you can be really specific about what you're doing and when you do it. What up, Rockio? Yeah, Melty Blood is tight. I saw Sway streaming it earlier. Oh, and we're back to round start 5K.
Yeah, these OTG mix-ups are sick.
Yeah.
I don't really have like much time to process what's going on.
Yeah, like, if anything, the OTDs are really
Yeah, Yuzu is dope.
blink shit. Especially with chips.
Oh, nice.
And Yuzu voiced by Nordio Wakamoto would be even doper. Yeah, look at all these free teleports I'm getting away with. And the thing you got to realize is, like, a lot of people who play against Chip think, oh, the success case for the cross-up teleport is you blocked it successfully and so you didn't get mixed up by the cross-up. Good job. And, like, yeah, that's fine. But when Chip is teleporting in on you, you want to blitz him, you want to 6P him, you want to air throw him, you want to fuck him up, right? Like, if he's teleporting right on top of you and you block, that's fine. As a Chip player, I still get what I wanted.
I don't think he didn't mean to alpha out, right?
He didn't mean to alpha, he wanted to hit.
Yeah, Showrose, you learn Chip stuff in the order that makes sense to you. I didn't work on uncling combos until like a year ago, actually. I think I got alpha, wall cling, uncling alpha. I added that to my game like Thanksgiving. Hey, Treeweed, thank you so much for the 12 months, homie. Exactly, Badur. Go for bigger victories than blocking.
This is set point for both sides.
This is the final point right here. Oh, God.
Woo.
Oh, my God. That was a scary hit. He's wide open off of that. Oh,
Hell yeah.
it's a good burst out of that gamma. That could have done a lot there.
This Pema play's been doing work.
No meter to do anything here with. Oh, because the counter!
So, look at this. I just want to point this out. I dropped my combo.
This Pema play's been doing work.
So I get the counter hit 2H right here. Chunk. Bonjern reels back.
Because the counter!
Holds his hand out to shake. Meanwhile, I drop the combo and then he puts his hand back on the stick, whiffs 2D, and then I get the kill.
That is the true Star C special. Counter hit 2H and dropping the combo.
I learned it from you, Starsky.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if we were to go back and look at what each player should be doing to improve on their performance from that match, obviously I won, so I'm fine. No. I am getting away with a whole bunch of bullshit in neutral because I know how much I have to respect Bonjern, and that's fine as long as I can make the adaptation once he makes the adaptation, right? If I start noticing that my teleports are getting caught, for example, or that he's doing a better job of blocking some of my mix-ups, then I'm going to have to adapt and play more conservatively to deal with it, right? There's a lot of bullshit that I know I can get away with on him, and that over time it'll pay out, right? The leaf grabs, some of the OTG mix-ups, like that's all stuff that I know at best he's going to block it. He's probably not going to punish me for it. On the flip side, so like I'm playing neutral okay. It's not great, but it's I am playing correctly given how he is forcing me to play, right? If he was taking away some of those opportunities to go for teleports basically for free, then I would have to respond. However, my defense is absolute shit, and I know this when I play against Bonjern because I'm not thinking that much about defense. If I get opened up, I get opened up, but I honestly just need to put more time into understanding how Venom's mix-ups work. Like, I've played this dude at least once a month for over a year, and I couldn't tell you like whether he prefers to go high or low, whether he prefers to start from left or right, how, like, whether there's stuff about the position of certain knockdowns that lend him to do certain setups. I simply don't know Venom or Bonjern in that much detail to be able to tell you that kind of stuff. I'm guessing it's probably the same with me because some of my mix-ups have worked against him forever. So both of us clearly need to improve on defense. I think he probably has a couple adaptations to make in neutral before I can get a whole lot more out of it. But both of our defense is shit, and basically the main reason that I'm consistently beating him is because I get to fucking teleport in on him for free, which means I'm gonna be putting him in defensive situations more often than he's gonna be putting me in defensive situations. But still, shout outs to Take for a really good set. Fact is, the last couple of games we've had in tournament have all been super close. And he is getting better, and he's forcing me to get better too. Also, he shows up to like everything. So shout out to Take. Moving on. So as you probably know by now, we run Guilty Gear at Oakland Wednesday Night Fights as a single elim tournament, but we do have a playoff for third. So right now, what we're going to see is Pepsi versus Popo Ring, and then the loser of both of those matches, or the loser of this match will play Take for third, and then I play the winner of this one for first.
And he had like full health. And Take won.
Ah.
And because it was a counter
Well,
action,
there will be more Hennessy coming up later.
so,
Never you worry.
killed him with the pot buster. The pot buster took like more than half Chip's life.
Yep. Chip with the worst damage on fire, but also the best guts.
What up, Elf from Minerva? Thanks for coming through.
Chip is the only one with 4, but unless
I think Raven's thing is that he has.
This is kind of interesting to me. It's a little bit of a nuance.
Chip with the worst damage on fire, but also
Popo Ring has gotten really good at dashing in and out as part of his defense, basically baiting counter pokes at times when he knows people want to counter poke Leo, especially after 2S, and then going for whiff punishes. And it's really neat. He kind of makes the character look like he's got a dandy step, even though he doesn't. Woo.
yeah, because I was just looking at like the breakdown the other day, but it might have been for like before Rain was in it. Alright, we got Popo doing work on this.
Yeah, so Popo basically has a pretty consistent pattern here. He's running in, he's pressing buttons. If he can convert something into a knockdown, he'll make Pepsi stand up into a meaty projectile, and it's working out for him.
No matter who it is.
Pepsi, meanwhile, you can see here he's adapted to looking for that backdash and going for longer pokes that will catch Popo Ring at a range that he's not expecting.
Big boys with big swings.
Oh, and then the slide head comes out. Slide head is so scary, y'all. Woo! And just, again, Popo Ring with the constant in and out. Gets the knockdown, going for that fireball. What up, Shifted Clock?
I think he's trying to bait the burst, right? I think he's not going for the knockdown. Yeah. Because once he goes for the regular, it's just a free burst point.
And Popo Ring's also, he's not, like, if you look at this right here, if we back up a little bit, so there's a really good essay from Machabo, and then Shinjin Baiken did an adaptation on it, where he's basically talking about, I think Machabo calls it the 3 structure. I also wrote an article on getting used to Guilty Gear Neutral, which is useful for this. But basically, when two characters are approaching each other in Guilty Gear, it's not like Street Fighter where there's a whole bunch of back and forth and small movements, right? Like this, and like, hey, right? Guilty Gear, because Guilty Gear has conservation of momentum, right? When you go in a direction, you keep some of that velocity. Cryo Wowmond, thanks for the follow, homie. Welcome to the crew. Since Guilty Gear is not footsies back and forth, it's like run up and clash, right? Basically, because it's like that, you don't necessarily have like whiff punishing in the same sense that you would in a Street Fighter game, right? So instead of like, oh, can I bait you to poke out and then I'll punch I'll punch your foot, right? And that's like get my counter hit and convert into a combo or whatever. It's did I press my button early, late, or on time, right? So you have these two characters moving together at like knowable speeds, right? Especially for Potemkin and Leo, because they don't have a whole lot of momentum conservation, right? Because they don't really have runs. they know they're both moving forward at a knowable rate, and they know that the other person is moving forward at a knowable rate. So the question is, what button do you press, right? You can press a button that's meant to hit like the character, like the opponent. You can press a button that's meant to hit the opponent's attack, right? Because when you attack, when you press a button, you extend hurt boxes as well as hit boxes, right? So if you think they're going to swing, you can try and swing before them, right? Good examples of this are like when Chip runs up at you, he can press 5K, he can press 2S, he can press 6P. Each of those moves basically corresponds to different timings and different anticipated moves from the enemy, right? And so if you think that your opponent is going to press the button on time, then you want to swing a little bit early. And if you think that the opponent's going to swing early, then you actually want to swing late, right? Because what will happen then is that their button whiffs and then you get to whiff punish, right? And both of these two are actually making a lot of these adjustments in real time, which is super cool to watch. In general, you want to be connecting with the very tip of your button, right? But if you space your stuff to be connecting with the tip and they press a little bit earlier and a little bit further, then they'll hit you in startup. Anyway, if you check out my Medium page, medium.com/PatTheFlipAWhatUpMove, I've got an essay on there from like a couple months ago called Going from Footsies to Neutral, which can be useful for some of y'all. Yeah, I linked to the 3-structure essay in there, so you can check them out both out. Woo! Oh, and the swing. Yeah, I'll pull that up real quick. Come on, browser windows. All right. Medium.com/PatTheFlip. Oh, and Rowman, quick draw. Thank you, homie. Thank you, homie. Appreciate it. Oh, shifted clock. I don't know Mika's dash A and B. So that's not a useful reference for me. Sorry. If there's a Guilty Gear equivalent, I can describe it. What up, Yusuke? Woo.
So Limbo was telling me there's a dark point wire COS I think for taking the burst or something. That's a backdash, but I still like threw him off guard. There's that.
I wonder if Pepsi was going for a flick there or pop buster? When, as a quick tip, when you see Pepsi start IBing shit, he's looking for a pop buster. Get the hell out of there.
Man, no amount of Pepsi's wonderful IBs can handle this with my own pressure.
You know, sometimes when you IB too much, you make the frame drop on yourself.
Pepsi always brings out the pot busters, homie. He's real good at what he does.
Woo!
Yeah, his defense is really strong. He like knows just when to like mash out.
Woo! And there we go. Blow.
Oh yeah, no, he wants that damage. He's gonna take that inch and take it as far as he can.
How long is it gonna stay in?
Yeah, exactly. Over, you've seen that. You've seen that one before.
Oh, and again.
Probably saw that one come, but sometimes you just can't deal with it.
Yeah, probably did, Kev.
been really good about not throwing out many fireballs, like unless it's like really safe, because he knows that like Pepsi is going to flip them.
We got all these hot skills.
Oh! What the fuck? Pokering the biggest brain Leo.
Yeah, Bonjourn, I did that earlier. You can watch the VOD.
All the meter.
Yeah.
This is super scary.
But what do we got?
Though, to be honest, Bonjourn, most of my analysis was just making sure the stream here knew what we were talking about in the middle of the match.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got VODception up in here.
God damn.
Did Pepsi, did you see that comeback? He was
Oh, Mauve, that sucks.
Never rolled him out.
He made sure he could not use that meter at all.
Yeah.
You are not going to be playing.
Oh, so I'll just point this out. Like, most folks are scared of grapplers because they make blocking unsafe, right? And grapplers force you to play a lot of RPS because you have they just their command grab that gives them so much damage is like a very big rock, and you need to be able to read that it's coming and avoid it, right? That doesn't preclude the grappler player from also being really good at kind of the reactions based play. Pepsi in particular, like, yeah, his reads are solid, don't get me wrong, but he's also really good at making situations where he doesn't have to read because he knows, because he's got the IB or because he's got whatever on deck, he's got the good flicks, he doesn't have to turn every situation into a read.
Right now. Look, we got 1-1 now. This is gonna be, we stamped in, y'all.
Wow.
Water, crack a beer, whatever the hell you need. Trying to go. Oh! What?
Did you 5K over that?
Yeah, I also did not sleep that well last night. So I feel your pain, Mo.
Always has enough meter to RC the block and the ball.
Yep.
I mean, he just RC'd, he has 50 meter again. I think he's always walking forward. That's all. That's what.
Yeah, Pepsi also just has a really good sense for like when to go for pot busters.
I mean,
like, he does a lot of shit besides pot buster. It's not like he's got a one-track mind on that shit, you know?
As like one of the scariest backhanders in the game, has one vulnerable frame. I think it lasts for literally 30 frames. That's one vulnerable frame.
Whew.
there we go. Jeez, Hovering answering back to this.
I've had enough of this. Get in the corner and stay
Hey, you got the unga, I got the fucking.
Ooh.
Goddamn.
Good shit by Popo.
Popo.
It's 1-1 right now, right?
Yeah.
They have a little bit more time to feel each other.
I get from what I can tell in this match, the main thing I'm seeing is mostly just that Popo is still getting used to getting used to which situations expose him to pot busters that he might not have expected Pepsi to be able to do. Also, check this shit out real quick. Ooh.
You were too close.
So right here, Pepsi goes for a slide head here, and Popo knows for some reason that Leo's 5K gets him over the slide head. I had no idea that worked.
Every single time I see shit like this, I'm like, I barely know this game, and there's no way I'm gonna learn shit like that. I need to like a college course. I graduated. I'm out of that. I don't have to fucking do homework.
Yeah, you can see Pepsi going for those IBs there, and this time Popo's a lot more careful, right? So as soon as he sees the IBs, okay, backs the fuck out of there. Still gets pot busted though. Dizzy can just run over slide head? God damn. That's fucked up.
Going down with Leo on a 360 pad, which just like feels like the most Leo shit. Yet still is like very patient, very good at seeing opportunities. Not just gonna go in.
I didn't realize you were 360.
Yeah, yep. It's just not a thing. You just assume that it's going to be a PS4 pad, but no.
He's playing with the analog
No,
stick.
and he's playing on the analog stick.
Ooh.
Can't stop looking now.
I know, right?
Got the pressure in here, boys. The risk is building up.
Oh my goodness.
Alright.
That was, yeah. You can kind of see him walking back before that happened, but we'll see. We'll see what that takes. I got all the.
Ooh, I think he's over the puck.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, see, I never thought that slide head was a hitbox thing. I thought that it was a are you grounded? If yes, you get knocked down thing.
Simple takes that one.
I don't understand. Yeah, and Aaron also plays Elfelt with an analog stick.
So have you ever heard of a Sony Tide Flash mode?
No.
It's like a really, really good Sony East Coast.
And good pressure here from Popo.
On the analog stick.
I mean,
This
yeah,
match
like,
is so
I mean, I have a
horizontal.
circle
I
gate,
love
or
it.
no, circle gate. I have an octo gate on my stick because I just need the I need that feedback of like where it is at all times. I can't imagine just like just nothing.
Yeah, and so the thing that's wild about Leo 5K being considered airborne is it's considered airborne, but you don't get an air hit reaction if you hit him. So it's a grounded airborne attack. The fuck is that?
Damn. All right, we back even. I mean, same Aaron, but like still.
Oh, that's another plus 5D.
Yep. Okay.
So I believe those are the two plus. Oh, actually, it's also plus. Those are the 3 plus 5D.
Woo.
What? Did that RC fuck up that flick, or was it just weird timing?
That one works. I'm sorry.
Oh shit, is Modern Warfare tomorrow? Oh, fuck. Alright, anyway. We're match point here for the 10th game. He's got plenty of. Oh! Backs down that. RC's the first. Oh my goodness. Yo, this man cannot be stopped.
Just keep us in the corners when you're
Woo.
Russian machine never break. Yo. Woo! We got. Is that gonna be a pop?
Oh, he did not get the
Too
back
close.
dash this time.
Oh, gets him with the counter hit.
People trying
There,
to play it
there,
safe.
dude. Yeah. But Definitely got that first, but is he gonna? Oh my God!
Get
He
him.
throw it out. All right, we are in last game territory, y'all.
What's the count on this?
Yeah, this match up until now has just been a huge fucking slugfest. But both of them are speaking the same language, and I really like that. They're both making pretty small adaptations to each other when it comes to neutral, playing the back and forth, and it's working out pretty well for both of them, right? Which is why it's tied up.
6K in the corner. Oh, and look. Dude, what was 6K's hits?
All right, this is just this little. Okay, first knockdown.
Popo's starting to get a lot better in the set at just not
Gets a big damage.
not staying like kind of monotonous in one note on his pressure strings. He's back. He's still going in and out with the back dashes, but he's also just giving Pepsi room to breathe and do something, which he'll be in a good position to anti-air or stuff or whatever.
Because he has that 50 meter right now.
Yeah, Pepsi knows the rotation off of his 2P pretty well, and I think that's pretty core for a Potemkin player. Hey, what up, Citizen D? Woo! Bustin', 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 makes me feel good, feel good.
Oh my God!
Uh,
Gonna finish that one out. Just like too low.
I mean, yeah, Bears yells at everyone for mashing after game played.
What do we got? Just keep it going again. He would.
Yeah, so this is smart as shit right here.
He would.
He sees the IBs. He sees more IBs coming. More IBs coming. He's right next to him. Yeah, YRC and go for something. Do not get pot bustered. Woo!
Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh my God.
Get that pot buster. Hell yeah. Oh, where are we going? Oh, oh. That's a bad time. That's a bad time. What do we got? Good dead ending.
Oh, that was sick.
50. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, one hit. Doesn't get anything off of it. First. Oh, shit. Oh, we got what do we got now? He's not under the
And
Oh, wait, bro. Yo, he's still in it. Oh, my God.
Hey, what up, Sar? Good to see you. All right. We'll wrap this one up. We'll wrap up the replay review for today. That's a lot. So because I don't know Leo or Potemkin that well, it's hard for me to say off the top of my head exactly what I think both players should be working on. Obviously, that match was a huge scrap, and all the way up until the very end, it's close as shit. Like, both of these players are just having an awesome match there. And, like, Pepsi won that one doing Pepsi things. But Popo Ring got super close. He was basically one hit away from closing that set out. I think if I had to pick one thing for both of them to work on, it would just be finding a couple little optimizations on defense for the other player's character, right? So for Pot, or when Leo's playing into Pot, I think Popo Ring was starting to figure out a little bit more of what he can get away with and what he can't. But it did feel, I would love to see them play this week or next week and see how things go. Because I think there's some things that change the dice roll a little bit, right? So for the situations where you think you have to guessing in favor of, like, knowing that the pot player wants to go for, say, pot buster instead of not pot buster, for example, and defending against that and being able to change that at will based on what kind of information you're getting from opponent. Likewise, being able, like, if Pepsi was able to adapt a little quicker to some of Leo's neutral patterns and look for ways to defend against Leo that's not just IB and look for pot buster. One of them just needs an edge, and that a small edge like that in a 1st to 3 could pay out with like a whole game, right? So in terms of like global match stuff, I think really it's neutral and offense stuff is I think what will push one of these players beyond the other. But like, it's tough. Like, Pepsi's real good at the comebacks. Popo Ring's real good at playing a solid, like, not too flashy Leo. I wonder if I felt like I was only seeing a little bit of Leo's kit. I think there's some, like, I didn't see a whole lot of stancing. I didn't see a whole lot of I don't know. He stayed pretty aggressive and he was able to keep that up. But I wonder if there would have been opportunities for Popo Ring to mix it up. Maybe give Pepsi like strategic room to move a little bit more and see if he's got counter pokes. But honestly, that was a good ass set, and I just want to watch more Guilty Gear like that. So with that, we'll close up today's replay review. Tomorrow we'll get to the last 2 sets in Wednesday Night Fight.